Hello everyone. I want to make this style Harry Styles cardigan. I've downloaded the pattern. Pattern is in a common use now. Jonathan Addison was very kind and released the pattern. We will be using needles. These are knitting needles. We are not doing crochet, we are doing needles as designer wanted. My needles are 8 millimeters. These are the knitting needles, circular one, but you don't have to use circular ones, you can just use ordinary needles. I will try to find them on Amazon and post the link. I posted the link in the description below for the yarn. I'm using this Signet Chunky 100 grams. I found all the colors and I will give you the link in the description below. Feel free to follow. You don't really have to, but it's up to you. This is UK shop, UK Amazon, and at the moment they've got those yarns. So it's very easy for you because I spent ages finding the right colors, to be honest. Yeah, the pattern is for the size for Harry, and Harry is quite a big man, so I've decreased the size a little bit. Instead of casting 18 stitches, we will be working with 15 stitches, and it will give me the square. Those squares are a little bit smaller. It should be 18.5 or 13 centimeters across. Let me do it like this, yeah. So 12.5, 13 centimeters, and 14 centimeters I will work across. 14 centimeters long. This is part 1, and we will be making this the easiest panel. As you can see, this is first panel I will be making right now. Orange, green, black and yellow. Let's make this first panel. Orange one is very easy pattern. Green one is a bit confusing. Black and yellow, they are easy, but we will shape the neck in yellow square. And I will show you how to cast stitches, how to do it. Very easy tutorial, very slow tutorial. If you feel it's still very fast, you can click on the 3 dots in the right top corner. It is settings and playback speed. Just make it slow. We are leaving those edges because we will stitch this cardigan and leave those ends on the right side. This is how you can see those little things are sticking, left out. So that's basically it. The first part I will make one panel, and I will release the tutorials how to make those squares separately. If you don't want to watch all this long tutorial, just watch those little squares and just go along with it. So this is the back panels. Take a screenshot or download it from the website like I did. And this is for right front. Sleeves. Where is another front? Yeah, left front. So this is what we're gonna do now. This is what we will start with. So let's start. We will start with casting. First you need to leave the end of the yarn around 35 centimeters. 35, and let's make a little knot. This is our number 1. make it a little bit smaller. Oopsie. Let's do it again, because I want it a little bit smaller. This is called slip knot, and I will insert both of my needles. You don't have to buy these circular needles, but they are very helpful if you make a big garments. So you've got two ends, one is short and one is long, your working yarn. Insert your two fingers inside that your short end is on your thumb and pinch it both together. Short end on my thumb. Step 2. Insert your needles. I will hold it both of them under the thumb. Then pick the yarn from your pointy finger and pull the loop. Again all the same. From your thumb, pick the pointy finger yarn, insert it through. From your thumb to the pointy finger, pick the yarn, pull it through, and pull your loop smaller. From your thumb, pointy finger, and I will make like this 15 stitches, 15 loops I need to have from the thumb to the pointy finger and pull through. Three, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. You can leave this end a little bit longer, it will be more comfortable for you to do it, but I've got this just right. So take one needle off, hold the needle in your left arm if you are right-handed. I'm doing this whole job with my right hand, and we will be working with the working yarn. So put your yarn on your pointy finger and hold it like this. So the first rule of the knitting is you have the H, one H, second H. First loop you always take off without knitting, and the last one always purl. This will give you nice H. Look, I've got this nice braided H, one side and the other side, because first loop I did not knit and the last loop I purl, and it goes everywhere. So let's start. First loop I take off and then start in the pattern. This pattern is very easy, it's the most easiest pattern. It is garter stitch. You basically knit all the stitches you need. So insert your needle, pick the yarn, pull through. Insert the needle, pick the yarn, pull through. Insert the needle, pick the yarn, pull through. Insert the needle, pick the yarn, pull through. And this is what we do basically all the way. You can do the same with the last stitch, but I really encourage you to learn it from the day one, that the last stitch goes purl. So yarn over, insert the needle and pick the yarn this way. I'll show you once more. Yarn over this needle, insert the needle in the loop, pick the yarn this way. That's it. Row number 2. I'm holding the working needle in my left arm, again holding the yarn. First loop I take off and doing again into the loop, pick the yarn, into the loop, pick the yarn, pull through. I am doing knit, knit, knit all the way around. Till the last stitch, and the last stitch yarn over and pick the yarn from inside the loop this way. Changing my working needle in my left hand again and starting again. First stitch take off and then you do knit, knit, knit all the way through. And this is our first square. Burnt orange and garter stitch. Follow me, you will find lots of other tutorials how to complete this Harry style cardigan. Yes, and this, every square we will work 14 centimeters along this way. If you measure it, it should show us 14 centimeters. And I'm making now green square. Green square is reverse B stitch. This is how it should look. One side and the other side. And now I'm making green. To change the color, you just simply cut the end, orange end, pick green, and make a knot. That's all, and start working with green yarn. So we are making reverse B stitch now. First stitch, first loop I always take off, and then row 1 will be knit. Knit, insert your needle into the loop, pick the yarn and pull through. This is first row. Row 2, I'm holding the yarn into my left arm because I'm right-handed. This is how I'm doing it. Row 2, knit, first stitch I'm taking off and starting with knit, and second knit I will go into the stitch below, row below, So instead of picking the yarn through this loop, I'm picking the yarn through this loop, knit, and picking the yarn below, row below, knit, and then knit in the row below, knit, and knit in the row below, knit, knit in the row below, and knit. Not sure why, but according to the pattern you leave couple stitches without going to the row below, so the pattern will be basically just in the middle of the square. The last 2 stitches knit and the last purl. I always purl the last stitch to have the nice edge, braided edge. Row 3, knit. First stitch I take off, and knit. Insert the needle, pick the yarn, pull through, insert the needle, pick the yarn, pull through, and all the way there. Last stitch purl, yarn over the hook, the yarn over the needle, insert the needle into the loop, picking the yarn this way. You can do knit, but if you want this nice braided edge, you purl. Every last stitch you purl, every first stitch you take off without knitting it. So next row, I will knit 2. First I took off, knit 2, 1, 2. You see I switched the pattern slightly, slide it. Previous row I did knit and second stitch, basically second I knit, third I knit the row below, and this time I take off first, knit 2, and the fourth of my stitch I will go into the row below, knit, and knit into the row below, knit, 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 knit, and purl. Next row, knit all the way, knit, 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 purl the last stitch, next row, take 1 stitch, knit, knit into the row below, 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 knit, knit 2 last stitches, last stitch, purl. Next row, knit all the way, take off first, knit, 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 purl the last stitch, next row, take the first stitch off, knit 2, knit, knit, knit into the row below, 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 knit, and this is the pattern. This is the right side basically of this pattern, but because it's called reverse one, this designer wants this side to be the right side. And I will go along making 14 centimeters of this square. I finished green square. Basically it's not the square, but we call it square. And it is 14 centimeters and 12.5 centimeters. And how many rows? Let's calculate it with those little ridges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 little ridges I've got. So, and this gives me 14 centimeters I wanted. And now I will go with black. Black, it's a moss stitch. This is also very easy pattern. This is how it will look. It looks the same on both sides, right side and wrong side. It's like little those bumps. So I will just cut green and connect black. And make a knot together. So first stitch I take off, and starting with the pattern, knit 1, purl 1. So knit, purl, yarn over, into the loop, pick the yarn, pull through, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, insert into the loop, pick the yarn, pull through, and purl, yarn over. I'm putting yarn over straight away. This is the easiest way to do it. So knit, purl, knit, and purl, knit, and purl. Then I swap hands, holding yarn in my left hand, something like this, and holding the needle, and starting again. Take off first one, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. I have 15 stitches, so 15 loops on my needles, and this gives me 12.5 centimeters. I calculated it will be enough width for not to be too big for me, because Harry is quite big. So this was purl. I can see that this is purl. I can see this ridge. Next one goes knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, first take off, and all again, knit, purl, I'm sliding this along the needle and holding it. It's easier for me to hold it like this. Knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, and this is basically it. This is the square, purl the last stitch, turn the work, take off first stitch, knit, purl, purl, knit, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. I'm very sorry, this black yarn is very bad on camera, but this is what designer wants. Designer wants black square. So I will go along for 14 centimeters with this square, with this pattern. Knit, purl, knit, purl. You should have 23 bumps. It will give you 14 centimeters if you count those bumps. Yeah, okay, is it? Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and even 24. But you can always take your measuring tape and just measure it. It should be 14 centimeters. So this is how it will be. 12.5 centimeters or 12, 13, something like that. It will all be good. So now we will make yellow. This is the pattern for yellow. It's a double moss stitch. It's exactly the same as black, but it goes in 2 rows. and this is how it will look. You can see here two rows of knit and then 2 rows purl, 2 rows knit, 2 rows purl, 2 rows knit, 2 rows purl. Those ridges, they're purl, and if you see this V stitch, it's knit. I will cut black and attach yellow. So this is, I'm attaching yellow. And start on yellow double moss stitch. The pattern is easy. Knit 1, purl 1. I'm taking first stitch off, knit, purl, yarn over into the loop, pick the yarn, pull through, knit, insert into the loop, pick the yarn, pull through, purl, knit, into the loop, pick the yarn, pull through, purl, yarn over, through the loop, pick the yarn, pull through, knit, and purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, the last stitch always purl. If you want to have a nice edge, this is like a braided edge, this is better see on green, and first stitch I always take off without knitting. Because it's double moss stitch, so we repeat the pattern. I can see this ridge, so I will start the row with purl. I need to make another ridge of this on this stitch, so purl, yarn over, through the loop, pick the yarn, pull through. You see, I've got 2 ridges here. Next, I can see this like a loop, so I need to knit. Basically, after you identify your first stitch, you just go along switching knit, purl, knit, purl. So knit, this is purl, knit, into the loop, pick the yarn, pull through, purl, yarn over, into the loop, pick the yarn, pull through, knit, purl, knit, into the loop, pick the yarn, pull through, purl, yarn over, knit, purl, knit, purl, the last stitch always purl. You don't have to worry about it if you don't want a nice edge, but if you are at the beginning of knitting, this is the golden rule to have a nice braided edge. So next row, I'm switching the pattern. First take off, and I need to switch. I can see that this is where knit, so I will start the row with purl. Purl, knit, purl, knit. It does not matter which way you pick this loop through, from this way or from that way, but it's easier because this side of the loop is kind of looking at you. It's easier to do it this way. Purl, you go just like this. Knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, purl the last stitch. Second row, I need to continue. It's easier to check it on the ridges. If you can see, this is only one ridge. Yeah, this one we are looking for, and you need to make them two of those. So again, this will be knit, and this will be purl. You see, you need to make two ridges. Purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl the last stitch. This is second row. I don't need to change the pattern. I've got one. Now I need to change the pattern here, sorry. You see? I've made two ridges. It's easier to see it here. 1, 2, 1, 2. So I need to switch the pattern. Here I need to knit. Here I need to purl. Here I need to knit. So I will start row, take off first, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. If you didn't see first part, I've got 15 loops on my needle. This give me 12.5 centimeters. For bigger size, you can make 18 stitches, or maybe even more. You just have to make this square and take a measuring tape, measure it. So next row, I will start with purl because I have one ridge. I need another one. Purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, purl the last stitch. I have two ridges, so it's time for me to change the pattern. I will purl here, knit, purl, knit. So this is the idea, and I will go like this for 14 centimeters. This square yellow, this is where we need to make neckline on this panel. So this is how we make it. I've made maybe half a square, 8 centimeters. a little bit more than a half. And so to make the neckline, I'm on my right side. Why is it? Because this end is on my left side and I can see green. This is reverse B stitch, this is right side. All others like orange and black, it doesn't matter, and yellow, it doesn't matter. Only this green one really matters where the right side is. So to make a neckline, let's cast off 5 stitches. This is how we cast off. Insert your needle into the 2 loops, pick the yarn, pull through, and put this loop back on the needle. Again, pick the yarn through 2 loops, 2, put it back on the needle, 3, and once more. This is how I casted off 5 stitches. And then I will continue the row. According to my pattern, I go purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, purl for the last stitch. Next row I will work all my remaining stitches. Take off first one. I start with purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, purl. Next row I will make again decrease. Let's cast off 2 stitches. Insert the needle into 2 loops, pick the yarn, pull through, and once again we casted off 2 stitches. Finish the row as usual. I'm looking which way I start. I start with knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. Next row I will just do remaining stitches. Checking again the pattern. I've got 2 ridges, so I start with knit, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. Last row decrease. I will cast off 1 stitch. That's it. And finish the row. Knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, purl the last. Let's check how many centimeters we've got. I've got here 12 centimeters, so maybe 1, 2, 3 rows I need to make, and it will be finish of yellow square. And the first panel will be done. and I will show you how to cast off all the stitches, how to finish this panel. And one more row. So I've got 14 centimeters, and now I'm ready to cast off all the stitches. This is how I do it. Basically the same as you did on this point. Insert the needle through 2 loops, pick the yarn, pull through, put it back on your needle, insert it through 2 loops, pick the yarn, pull through, put back on the needle, insert the needle, pick the yarn, pull through, put it back on the needle, we are closing all the stitches. This is it. We've made first panel, and the funny thing is that this is first panel. It goes in the middle of this jacket, and at the back it is exactly the same panel but without this neckline. Where is my pattern? Back. This is the back layout. This is exactly the panel, orange, green, black and yellow, but it doesn't have this shape, doesn't have the neckline. So one panel for the front you make with neckline, and another one the same you make without neckline for the back. It's basically 2 panels done. And next let's work with maybe with this which one, with next to it, yellow, black, red, orange. Again on the back, it will be straight, and for the front we will make a neckline on this square.